That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry guys, just trying to pin my post and it's not working. Dang it. Oh well. That didn't work. Okay. Ta-da! Good evening, Portland. And whoever else might be watching. My name is Cher Byrne, and I'm reporting from the in front of the Federal Courthouse in the Justice Center in downtown Portland. As some of you have probably heard, last night was the first night that PPB and federal officers were not present at all. It was a completely peaceful evening without any officer involvement, and so the mood down here is very positive. I think people are really excited that you know, we may have won this small battle in the overall, you know, war that we're fighting here. But okay, I'm all set. Let me show you around. Okay, so like I said, I'm out in front of the federal courthouse. There's still traffic going on in the street behind me, so I can't. I have to be careful. While I'm here, I'll show you this. So, people have been bringing this spray foam, and they're spraying it up into the fence to, you know, as a barrier to, you know, protect from pepper balls, and I'm assuming also a visual barrier as well. As you can see, traffic is still running. Although I'm sure most of these people are probably coming down for the protest. So you can see it's, you know, still a little early. What is it, about 9 o'clock now? Yep, just about 9 o'clock. As you can see, the you know, people are starting to gather. Oh, this is nice. Let me get across the street. That's beautiful. Love it.
Oh, could be.
So, yeah, totally different feel down here at the moment. Let me, sorry, try not to get people's faces and their vehicles. So, as I tried to point out last time I was here, but I was using a different setup, so you couldn't really see. There's these giant spotlights that are in these cages up there, and that's, you know, that's something new that the feds installed last week. And so, you know, it really makes my job easier because look how bright it makes this dark, normally dark park. So somebody asked what happened to the exclusion zone and the park closure. I'm not sure if that was false information or if they decided not to do it, but officers only cleared out the park for the afternoon. They, of course, removed the remnants of riot ribs. Oh, can you guys not hear me? Somebody asked about audio. Just waiting for a confirmation to make sure you guys can hear me. Perfect. Okay, you guys can hear me. That's great. So, yay, good. Okay. So anyway, looking at the Justice Center is kind of difficult at the moment with those bright lights. So let me see if I can't back up a little bit so I can give you guys something better to look at. So somebody asked, what about the closure? They did close the park a few days ago, and they kicked everybody out, took everybody's tents and other belongings, as well as the remnants of riot ribs. So at the moment, the park pretty much only has, like, small little tables and pop-up tents that people have just brought tonight. So that's that square right across from me. That one's usually pretty quiet, especially since officers removed all the benches from there. This street here is Main, and right there is the remnants of where the elk statue used to be. Shout out to the amazing citizen who donated the porta potties that are in front of me. You have no idea how excited people got when those appeared. These protests have been going on for 2 months now without any restrooms, and so yeah, it's very nice to actually have a place to go. And of course, here's the park where Riot Ribs used to be, as well as a bunch of other tents giving away medical supplies and safe places to stay. But hopefully, if this peace agreement between local officers and federal officers works out, hopefully we won't need quite as much support to continue our protesting. As you can see, the fence is still reinforced the way it was before. So, you still have these big cement blocks on both sides of the fence. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it. Oh, they got the sound system going. So, for those of you who don't know, this fence has had many different upgrades over the last few weeks. And so, these supports, both on the top and the bottom, are welded in place. Oh, there's my balloon.
Whose lives matter? Black lives! Whose lives matter? Everyone's lives! Whose lives matter? Black lives! Black lives matter! Yeah! What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! What's her name? George Floyd! Say her name! George Floyd! Say her name! George Floyd! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! No justice!
No peace!
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 It's supposed to be liberty and justice for all. But it hasn't been that way here in America, y'all. No justice! No peace! No justice! No once again, it is supposed to be liberty and justice for all. But it ain't been that way in America, y'all. It has not been liberty and justice for all in America. No justice. No justice. No justice.
Bear with me, guys. I'm going to try to climb up and get a better view.
Liberty and justice for all in
Oh,
America.
thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
And that's why we're out here. Because there's a lack of liberty and justice for all
Great, thank
in
you.
America. There is a lack of liberty and justice for all here in America. That's why we are out here. And that is why Black Lives Matter. Because we want liberty and justice for all. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Whose lives matter? Whose lives matter? Whose lives matter? What's his name? Say his name. 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 What's her name?
Breonna Taylor.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
Say her name.
Breonna Taylor.
There needs to be liberty and justice for all in America. I mean, they wrote this Constitution a long time ago, and they have not stood on the liberty and justice that all Americans deserve. They have only lied. They have only told a tale, but they have not shown liberty and justice for all. They've only shown a separation, and they've only given liberty and justice to some people. But the rule and the law says there should be liberty and justice for all. And we are out here to hold them to what they read. We are out here to hold them to the Constitution that we deserve.
Yep.
We deserve liberty and justice for all. And until we get it, there's going to be no justice, no justice, no justice, and we're going to stand on that. I mean, PPD showed us no liberty and justice during this 60 days. Ted Wheeler showed us no liberty and justice during this 60 days. Joanne Harveston showed us no liberty and justice during this 60 days.
Hell yeah.
The Federal Bureau of Investigation, along with Donald Trump, showed us no liberty and justice for all. A whole slew of racist groups during this 60 days has showed us no liberty and justice for all. I welcome all groups. I welcome Donald Trump. I welcome the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I welcome the Pope PPD to come out here and take a fucking knee and show us liberty and justice. And until they come out here and take a knee and apologize to how they've been treating us humans. Apology means show us. Apology means show us. Actions speak louder than words. We want to see actions. We want apology in actions. We don't want y'all promising us nothing. We don't want y'all trying to negotiate with us unless you're willing to show actions. We've been showing actions.
Nope, no
for
officer presence yet
60-something
tonight.
days. Our actions to come out here and stand and take tear gas, and stand and take bullets, and stand and take abuse. We have shown you that we are willing to stand and fight against injustice. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have something different for my assembly every time I'm up on this platform. I might reiterate things, but at the same time, I got something different to educate my assembly. And my assembly is so strong, they can go and teach it to somebody else. And every night,
Yeah, we're at the
until we
Justice
see
Center.
justice, until we see change, we're gonna be out here. And we're gonna be standing tall. And we can be out here. We got a constitutional right to be out here. Our constitutional right during this 60 days has been breached. And it has been breached by a gang of criminals. And I say criminals because they've been doing criminal activity. They've been assaulting human beings. They've been shooting stuff off of buildings, which is a major crime. That is terrorism. The tactics that they've been using against us is 100% terrorism. And I
There's more than
gotta
10 of us
say,
out here.
I'm a citizen. If I had the right means and the right force to put them under arrest, I will put them under citizen arrest. I mean, but why should I have to do that? They got colonels and commanders and all that. They should be holding them accountable and putting them under arrest. I'm not telling no lie. I mean, we got 100% purity evidence of violations by the people that are supposed to be serving us. If they are supposed to protect and serve us, why should we have to answer to them? You are supposed to protect and serve me. I got a constitutional right to be out here. And I'm gonna stand on that to the fullest with my assembly.
It's Oregon, it's legal, everyone's smoking.
And since you don't want to protect my assembly, I will protect my assembly. Because we also got a right to defend ourselves. So since the police don't want to protect you, I put myself on the line to protect my assembly. Because I love people. I love humans. I'm a different type of human being. I'm a human being that knows that there's no difference between me and the next human being. I'm a human being whose blood is not filled with hate. I mean, I was taught to go that route, but I refrain to continue to go the hateful route because hateful is not good. Hateful is violence. Hateful is bigotry. Hateful is extortion. Hateful is racketeering. Hateful is criminal activity. Hateful is no means of respect for the next human being. And hateful is a choice. And I choose to respect the next human being. So I'm not hateful. Please discontinue the choice of hate and love your neighbor.
So somebody is concerned about
Because
the
your
elk.
neighbor
The
might
elk
be
will
the
be
one to
back.
save your
It's
life.
just in storage
Because
right
your neighbor
now.
might be one on to feed you. Because the neighbor might give you a place to stay. Because the neighbor might be that one filming you when a cop got his fucking knee in your neck. You need to respect your neighbors. If it wasn't for George Floyd respecting his neighbors wouldn't have recorded that. But somewhere along the line, people knew George Floyd and they knew he was respectful. So they was right there with their cameras when they seen that illegal activity by the same people that is supposed to be protecting and serving, and they was right there and they had George Floyd's back. We need to start doing that. Whenever you see your neighbor in trouble, get your camera out. 30, 40, 50, 60 people, get your cameras out.
Oh, this is
I
good.
mean, during this 60 days down here, there's been people that has been disrespectful to their neighbors. There's been people that have been insulting their neighbors. There's been people that has been imposing criminal activity against this assembly. And this assembly stands on peace. I mean, our freedom of expression, when an action is negative toward us, we're gonna react negative.
Exactly.
And it ain't wrong, and we're not wrong. We have a right to defend ourselves, once again I say. So when the police is inflicting criminal activity on us,
exactly. You know,
it's
ignore
our
the
right
trolls,
to
people. They're
react
just scared
back
that,
in a defensive way.
that their days are
It
numbered.
is our right to act back in a defensive way, even if that takes raising the level of defense to deadly force. Read the law. Read the law. Do your research. Read the law. Even if the police takes actions against us in a criminal way that is negative, we have a right to match. We have a right to match that force in defense. If the police come at us shooting tear gas off a roof, we got a right to defend ourselves with the same type of criminal activity that they're giving you. But that's not criminal. It is called self-defense. Read the law. Read the law. If you read the law will clearly explain to you, when you're defending yourself, you match the same type of defense against the criminal activity that you're imposed upon them. The value of human life.
So she was yelling,
is way
life
more
is a value.
than a building. The value of human life is way more value than some graffiti. The value of human life is way more value than tapping on a fence. The value of human life is way more value than tolerating a knee in another human's neck. This is the value of human life that I mentioned. And we must stand on that. And we must stand on that. And we must exercise these values and share these values with our children. We must share these values with our mom. We must share these values with someone that was older, that was brainwashed. We must share these values with them and pull them out of that brainwashing.
Exactly.
And let them know that you were fooled a long time ago. We gotta let them know that they were fooled a long time ago. And now it's time to get wise. And now it's time to reunite with someone that looks like you. I look like you. I look like you. I look like you, and I am you. I'm a man just like you. She's a woman just like you. Skin tone does not relate to a human. Skin tone is only skin deep. A human being is heart deep. A human being is heart deep. Skin tone is skin deep. Human being is heart deep.
Amen.
I love you.
Yep.
Shout out to my man Tree. Shout out to my man Tree. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
How many of y'all know that it's not easy.
I'm going to wipe my fingerprints off the
Get
camera
up
real
here
quick,
day
guys.
after
Just a
day
minute.
after day and that's gonna throw me off though. If you keep doing that. Okay. So it's not easy. And we don't want to just be coming up here trying to say any old goddamn thing and try to
Alright, that's a
sound
little
like
better.
we speak for everybody. That's not where we coming from. My brothers, my sisters, my fellow citizens, my fellow countrymen. That's certain something that calls you down here. It's probably undefinable. Somebody said I said, why do Black Lives Matter? Why? People scared, they don't know it. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know. Listen, man. You're right, because you're human. And here, in this country, we don't care what God you serve. We just hope that you find a higher power that guides you to do the right thing, to stand up for the right reasons, and not kill people. This is real. This is not about denouncing, everything. So we gonna get that straight. It just follow me, man, because I know y'all came down here maybe to hear a big rabble-rousing speech and whatever, right? But like what I'm feeling tonight is something different. It's just something different. Like we got a generation that's coming up after us that's fighting in the streets, that's learning how to do that right now. That behavior is being taught right now and right in front of our very eyes. What killed George Floyd is the insidiousness of the systemic racism that we've been dealing with for the whole time.
Exactly.
You talk about George Floyd, what about Trayvon Martin? We heard that, we didn't see that, we heard Trayvon Martin. He was one of ours. And what about the many, many, many others that came before him? And so when I said last night, ask any of us black people, are we surprised at what happened? You know what was more scarier than that? You know what was more scarier than watching that cop put his knee on that man's neck for so long? What was more scarier is that nobody felt empowered to stop him.
Exactly.
You have to think about the insidious nature of what is going on.
Exactly.
Imagine right now. Oh, it's going to throw me off. I'm just saying, man, I didn't come here to do a lot of talking. You know what, I'm going to read this. This is why I stand on this, man. You know what? The same thing, our grievances, y'all, these are the same grievances that built this country. And the unanimous declaration of 13 United States, when in the course of human events, it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them. You need to know what I'm talking about right now. This is why Black Lives Matter. And to assume the powers, the separate and equal station, the laws of nature, that God entitled them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind, required that they should declare the causes which have impelled them to the such separation. Listen to it. They might not be talking how you talk today, right? But I'm sure you guys can understand what they're saying right now. This is a big breakup, man. This is a big breakup letter. 290-something years of a certain type of situation, one upon another, placing one upon another, placing one upon another. We know that right now Donald Trump is going for our Latino brothers. And when he's done with our Latino brothers, he's going to come for us. And when he's done with us, he's going to go for the Native Americans. And they are not going to stop, as if you guys don't already know. As if you have not already borne witness. And so we hold these truths to be self-evident. that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. Listen, man. Listen to what I'm saying. Deriving their just power from the consent of the
Aya
governed.
Raquel. Say her
I
name.
can sit on this man's neck right now, and I got your consent because you ain't gonna do nothing. They don't even hear me, man. You see what I'm saying? They don't even hear me. I gotta keep it going. The consent. The consent. They cannot govern without your consent. The man had his knee on the man's neck, and the consent was the silence of the citizens that were there. That nobody felt the power of citizenship to prevent the murder, the execution, the lynching. And some of you are so surprised. It is not about your participation. This is about the power that is endowed to me by my Creator. And white men, you don't create me. You didn't make me. You don't have that power. You only have the power that I give you. And as of right here, right now, I withdraw my consent. If you withdraw your consent, put your motherfucking hands in the air. I withdraw my consent. I withdraw my consent. You do not have my permission to do that. That you govern under the authority of me, of all of us, collectively. Read the document. Understand it. We wage wars on people behind it. The document is what gives us power. You hear what I'm saying? This is a peaceful movement. But we walk already across the dead bodies of people who have laid down their lives so young black, white, Mexican kids can play together. So that they can hang out with one another, go to school with one another, make love to one another. A lot of people lay down their lives for just that little piece of happiness. And so many of you just take for granted. Oh, that so many of you just take for granted. You know, I live in a particular community, and I'm always the only brother out there. I've been in a church out there. Where they at? Black people, we are spiritual people. We believe in God through Jesus Christ, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And I don't care about whatever name you choose to call God. That's none of my business, right? I'm not one of those type of Christians. I'm a different type, right? I'm one of them street type of Christians, right? I'm one of them type of Christians that say, brother, only God knows what you know in your heart, man. Only God knows. So you can participate all you want to. But when it's time to really demonstrate, you're going to have to search your own heart to figure out what Black Lives means to you. at that time. Because at the time that George Floyd died, all those citizens said that black life don't mean nothing to me. Not necessarily so, concrete like that, but the fear. That was a crime against humanity, y'all. It did not just upset this nation, it upset the whole world. And like I said, man, I didn't come down here, right, to blast y'all all the time. I'm gonna just leave y'all with this. This is not an agenda, man. I mean, it is an agenda, but like something just calls me down here. Man, like something just calls me down here, and like people worry about me being down here too. I got people at home going, man, you sure? I got people that love me too, and that fear for my life too. But what I know, man, it is my duty to be here. Because I'll be damned if I just say
I'm on troll
that I
duty,
sat
people.
idly
Don't
by
worry, they're only
while I
getting
watched
one or
the
two
next
comments
generation
in.
go up in flames. I'll be damned if they say
Ignore the
that man
trolls.
just stand idly by.
Yeah,
and watch
spam
my
those
one
heart
little girl's
reactions.
boy
Share
get a
this
knee on
with
the neck.
everyone you
I'll be
can.
damned when the real people stand up.
Share it on woke.com. Share it on different protest pages. Let them see this movement.
There's something about this day. It's kind of emotional. It's an emotional day. But Portland, we just made history yet again.
Yeah, we did.
We still out here. Make some noise. That ain't good enough. Make some noise. I need y'all to come a little closer. You're making me feel lonely. Make some noise. Come out the dark spots and come to the light and make some noise. There's a lot of people who want to see us. Make some noise. If Black Lives Matter, 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 make some noise. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Whole life matters. Whole life matters. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Say his name. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
So I believe today is 65 consecutive protests, if I'm not
Say her
mistaken.
name. Make her hear you. Make her hear you. Make her hear you. Make her hear you. She can't hear you. This is like, I don't know, it's something about it. I don't know. I've always been a seer, I've always been a feeler, but it's something about this that I don't know, it's scaring me. It's scaring me. It's something about this that's really scaring me. I gotta repeat that. It's something about this. Something about this. It's something about this. It's an emotional time for me. And it's something about this. You might not know, but it's something about this. And I'm gonna say it one more time. It's something about this. I'm not talking about New York. I'm not talking about Chicago. I'm not even talking about Seattle. It's something about this. It's something about you, and 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 you. can feel it. I can feel it more and more when you get closer to me. It's the power that we should use before we lose it. Do you want to lose it? No! Do you want to lose it? No! Do you want to lose it? No! You want to use it? Yeah! You want to use it? Yeah! We gonna use it? Yeah! I can't hear you. Yeah! Did you say yeah? Yeah! Did you say yeah? Yeah! Did you say yeah? Yeah! I woke up with something on my heart. Something I think a lot of people have been waiting on. I think a lot of people have been waiting on this. And I'm kind of scared about doing this, but I'm gonna try. If y'all ready. If black people out there, can y'all come up here? Because this is something you're gonna appreciate. I'm gonna give you like 30 seconds to get here. And I want you to turn and face the crowd. All you out there that can hear my voice, please come. I'll give you 30 more seconds to come here and face the crowd. Please face it.
So keep in mind that Oregon is a very white state. So please don't think that just because there aren't that many black people here that means they don't support us.
Face the crowd. Love you, man. Love you all. Any kids out there? Any black children? I'm gonna give you a little bit more time.
So somebody made a comment about COVID. There have been no spikes related to this protest in the last 2 months. Portlanders are very good about wearing masks, especially the protesters.
That's amazing. I'm gonna ask, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready? And this is going to be painful because it's painful. It's painful. And I don't think any of us up here ever heard it. Now I'm going to say some things. And all I want you to say is, I'm sorry. Can I get an I'm sorry? I'm sorry. Louder, please. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to read off some things. And when I'm done, I'm going to hold the mic out and I want you to say that. And if I start crying, I apologize.
Cry!
We welcome you into our village. We gracefully shared everything that was us, that we had of value, yet that was not enough. I'm sorry. Louder. I'm sorry. While we slept, you hog-tied us. When we were vulnerable. I'm sorry. You threw our men and women and children on a boat. I'm sorry. Say it like you mean it, please. I'm sorry. Those of us who wanted to die, you refused to eat. You shattered our teeth and put funnels in our mouth and shoved slup down our throat so we wouldn't die on that boat. I'm sorry. You brought us to a land that you already had stolen. I'm sorry. You gave us a language that we couldn't even write or speak. I'm sorry. You gave us a name that we couldn't spell. I'm sorry. You gave us a God and a book that we didn't even know. I'm sorry. For centuries you tortured us until we broke and called you master. I'm sorry. You bred us like animals. I'm sorry. You made our fathers watch. I'm sorry. While you raped our mothers and our sisters. I'm sorry. You let us dangle from trees like piñatas. I'm sorry. You stripped us of our view.
Sorry, guys.
We don't need no applause for that.
That was powerful.
What are you clapping for?
Because of his courage. He took courage what he did.
I'm gonna speak from all of us. We forgive you. And that's something that we never heard. Yeah, you say Black Lives Matter, but I think it's a
Have a good night,
roundabout way
Bradley.
of saying you sorry. And you want to know what Black Lives Matter? That's what it means. Taking some ownership of what's been done to us. Yeah, I know that you didn't do it personally. Just like we know that officers in here didn't kill George Floyd. But somebody has to take accountability. And I appreciate y'all for doing that for me. I appreciate y'all for doing that for the people all up on the stage, on these steps. That's true justice. All right, enough of that. Portland, make some noise! Make some noise! Do you feel like you got some power left?
Yeah, the trolls are out in full
Well,
force
let's say,
tonight,
I
man.
got power!
That's, oh my God.
I got power! I got power! Power to people!
Okay, the wall of moms just arrived.
Power to people! Power to people! Moms, make some noise! We're gonna let them get in place before, so there's no distraction. Black Lives Matter!
I must have been shared on some racist website, man, because there are a lot of trolls out tonight.
Who lives matter? Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Portland, make some noise! Yeah. Now this is the power I'm talking about. This is the power that I'm talking about. This is the magic that I'm talking about. This connection that we have, this bond that we have is amazing. This is the feeling of change. This is what change looks like. This is what it feels like, and this is what it smells like. So, can you feel it out there?
It's just me tonight.
Now we have to use it before we lose it. Portland, we got some cleaning up to do. We almost there. We got some cleaning up to do on all aspects. We got cleaning up in this house to do. We got cleaning up in some of these corporations to do. We got some work to do, but with these numbers, we can do whatever. We all know that Portland was considered a racist state. But I asked you yesterday, do y'all want that anymore? No more racist state? Are you sure? Are you sure? I can't hear that. Y'all sound... So no more racist state. That sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. Well, we're going to keep this moving on because this is what we do. And this is what I'm very, very proud to see. This is a Friday, I think. We've been out here for 60 odd days and it's starting to feel like one. So, once again, let me hear you make some noise, Portland, before I pass the mic.
For all you Trump supporters, we got more protesters out here than have gone to a Trump rally.
To fully unite, we must make a pact with ourselves. In order
Sorry, I should
for
have
us to
said that.
fully
I guess the
unite,
trolls are getting to me too.
we must make a pact with ourselves. We are together now. And we don't want to fall apart. So in order to do that, we must make a pact with ourselves. Each and every individual must dive within their self and make a pact to never ever be divided from the human race again. We must make a pact with ourselves. This is an individual choice. We've made the individual choice to show up here every night for 60-something days.
I think it's like 65 or
And what
something like
brought
that.
on this
64
party
days.
is the crucial and unusual murder of George Floyd. And how we know about that murder is because some children, some teenagers, took the time up out of their day, after school or whatever time that was, to witness this brutal homicide by the police. Now what we must do is dive within ourselves and make a pact to never be divided again. Can we make that pact? Can we truthfully make and stand on that pact? And then after we truthfully made that pact, we must share that pact with the next human being and bring them to the party. So it can be a new political party. Because the old political party does not work. The old political party is founded on kidnapping. The old political party is founded on treason. The old political party does not stand for liberty and justice for all. And that ain't only in the court system. And that ain't only in the hospital system. And that ain't only in the juvenile system. And that ain't only in the Department of Education, but that is also in the business system too as well. And we must address this issue on all aspects of humanity. If these are our streets, we must make a pact to never be divided again as one race. We are one people under God. And together we stand. Divided we will fall, man. I promise you. Divided we will fall. We fell before. We fell for the crooked trick before by our forefathers. And we will not fall for the crooked tricks anymore. The crooked tricks that they pull the hat out the bag, we're not falling for that no more. No more abracadabra. We won't fall for it again. We must stand together as one race under God. And we must hold tight, and we must stand strong, and we must not ever, ever again bow down. We are the people. We are the people. And we are out here standing against the fight against injustice. And as you witnessed, not everybody is standing for injustice. And it's crucial when the people that are supposed to be protecting and serving you is proven that they don't stand for justice. They stand for brutality. They stand for bigotry. They stand for gentrification. They stand for abuse on human beings. They stand as if they are animal tamers. They stand as if they got a paddle and they are Catholic teaching. We don't want that abuse. We want equality. And we want equality on all aspects of human life. We want to be able to go inside of a store and not be racially profiled. We want to be able to spend with that store, and if we continue to spend with that store, we want to hold that store to a standard to where they say, let's have a free day for the people.
Sorry,
We
guys.
need reparation all across the board. My race especially. We need a pandemic pact for my race. We have been held under the coronavirus standards for decades. We demand a stimulus pact for my race. That is one of the demands. We got a whole lot of demands. I'm gonna name one more. We want the felony to fall off with no exceptions if an inmate has served his time. If an inmate has completed post-prison supervision. If an inmate has falsely been accused. We don't want that inmate to have to go through appeal after appeal after appeal if they don't have no evidence to hold that inmate. Let that inmate free! My cousin is locked up, and he got way too much time than what the crime carries. Let my cousin free! My homeboy's son is locked up, and he got way too much time than what the crime carries. Let my homeboy's son free! I've done a whole slew of prison time. I completed my prison time. I completed post-prison supervision. I completed every last drop. Let the fucking felony free! Now let's get back on the business. Let's get back to the business and these rich corporations. And I'm gonna let my boy tell you a little bit of something about it.
Okay, looks like the wall of moms is probably heading
Make
over
some
to the
noise
Justice
if you
Center.
understood what he said.
Or it should be the federal courthouse.
Make some noise if you understood what he said. Make some noise if you felt what he said. Make some noise if you felt what he said. aspects, we have to stop this injustice. Not only in the streets, not only in the courts, but on the workforce as well. If you've been watching some of the things that we've been doing outside of us being up here, we're going to the workforce because we've been called to, because there's been injustice in there. As you see, we holding a sign up. It's a sign of, and it got a symbol of something that I think we all love. And we all got something, some type of connection to this symbol. And as you can see, we're wearing them now. But it's been some injustice in the workforce that we went to try to help get cleaned up, because we know they can. And we know that, that when it does get cleaned
working
up,
on the trolls.
that
I'm
this
deleting them
company
left and
will
right. There's
become
just a
the
lot of
biggest
them.
and brightest
Don't
it
even
ever
bother
been.
engaging. They're already gone
It
before
will
you. It's
become
gone.
a symbol of what's happening here. It will become a symbol all around the globe. So I'm gonna let you hear a couple things. I'm gonna pass this microphone. I'm gonna let you hear. I just want to give you a little rundown so you can have some understanding. Portland, I love you.
Hello, my name is Simone Sullivan.
There's your femme you guys were looking for.
I want
Or
to
at least
first
some
start
of
off
you.
by saying I am not a spokesperson for Nike, but a designer at Nike who is speaking about my experience. I was brought here along with 10 other designers, part of Nike's diversity and inclusion initiatives. We were brought here to design for Serena Williams. Some of you may have heard of us. We're called the Serena Design Crew. They brought 10 designers of color to Portland for an opportunity to learn about the industry and potentially get a job at the end based on our performance. Upon arrival, there was many issues with the organization of the program, which was expressed by myself and others. I had multiple conflicts with some members of the team, but ultimately we were told to fix it amongst ourselves with no guidance or mediation. After a short time of being on campus, COVID lockdown started, and we all started working from home. So starting in March, everyone's perception of me was via Zoom, about 2 hours a week minimum, 2 weeks a week max. They interacted with me via Zoom. So we weren't in the office. Everyone's perception of me is just via camera, as many of you may be working on Zoom yourselves. Then George Floyd was murdered, and Nike put out the statement of "Until we all win." I was not satisfied with that because I felt like it came off like all lives matter. So I urged Nike to say Black Lives Matter. It took 2 whole weeks of back and forth for Nike to finally put Black Lives Matter on their social platforms and their website, which I find to be unsatisfactory, being that most of their customers are Black and their athletes are Black. Sorry, I am very emotional right now. After that, I continued to push the message with the discovery that many people of color across the company were feeling ignored internally. As you all have probably seen, there was a Black at Nike Instagram page made that was then taken down. And if you have seen the page, there are heartbreaking accounts of injustice within Nike, a lot of which were never held accountable, and people just continued working at Nike despite knowing that these people were of power and were looking down on them because of their skin. I immediately felt pushback and awkwardness on all calls with leadership from diversity and inclusion, which makes absolutely no sense if you're leaders in diversity and inclusion. No one was pressing the issues as much as I was, and I felt alone. On July 1st, so just a month ago, 6 months into me being at Nike, I received feedback. I received no feedback my entire time of being at Nike until literally a month ago. So imagine working in a place for 6 months and you think you're doing fine. And you get feedback a month ago. You think you're doing great. You may feel tension amongst people you work with, but no one's saying anything to you. I'm extremely self-aware and self-conscious, so I feel the tension, but if no one speaks to me, I'm not going to assume there's an issue. So again, after 6 months, just 1 month ago, I was given feedback. In that feedback, they discussed that I had specific instances with a teammate and social media, as well as one time I was 5 minutes late to a meeting. The email after summarized the call and mentioned that I can work on being a more open-minded individual and a better teammate. But again, 6 months later. In this past month, we've only had 3 group Zoom calls, each about an hour each. So 3 hours in the past month, my team has been able to observe me. Just this week, I was told I will not be given an opportunity to work at Nike at the end of this month after this program for Serena Williams is done, based on my inability to work on a team. But again, the feedback was just given to me, and I've only had 3 hours of interaction to show that I could flip what you have to say about me. There was no time, no effort given to allow me to become a better teammate. There was no time put in to care to retain me. But Nike says they're all about diversity and inclusion, right? You're all about retaining people of color, right? So why wouldn't you have programs put into place to make me a better teammate if that's what you're going to say is not going to keep me on the team? They said my portfolio was amazing. They said it had nothing to do with the business. I know it doesn't, because my personal team design crew is down 2 designers, so they needed the help. So the only thing that's keeping me from this job is saying that I'm not a good teammate. Something that's teachable, that no one tried to teach me, is the one thing keeping me from making it. Keeping me, well, let me not say that, because I'm going to make it regardless. But that's the one thing keeping me from going towards learning more at Nike and inspiring other people. I'm upset because the grace and care given to my white counterparts are not given to me. I spoke with a white young man here at Nike, and he told me that when he is written up, he is guided thoroughly and almost has a wing of protection over him. I overheard him speaking to the media, something that we're not supposed to do, and he was able to give his name, and when they said, "Why do you feel comfortable giving your name?" his answer was, "Well, I'm a white guy." Meanwhile, I'm concerned. I'm scared to tell everyone what I'm going through, because I'm a black woman. I'm already looked at as angry. I'm already looked at as confrontational. I'm fully aware of my personality. I'm fully aware that I have sass. But if no one gives me feedback and tells me how to be a better teammate, how do you expect me to improve? The diversity and inclusion program in Nike, an integral part of it is the professional development. No one professionally developed me. No one tried to help me, even with the recognition that this was my first corporate job. I am only 26 years old. Another leader in the program who was recently let go, she's been at Nike for 20 plus years. She is a white woman. She is a very, very powerful person, and she is also very bold. I saw myself in her, with her boldness and her ability to just say things how it is. She let us know that there's been multiple times that she's kind of, bumped heads with people. But again, she's been at Nike for 20 plus years. Why is that? She's given more grace. They will give her the guidance. They will talk to her. She gets more understanding. However, me, I'm not given that understanding. You're not understanding that I'm a 26-year-old black woman from the East Coast who was brought to the West Coast in the middle of COVID, in the middle of social justice movements. There's no understanding there for me. No one will take that into consideration why I may not be showing up as my best self. No one took into consideration that the only interaction you've had with me is through Zoom. You haven't seen me in person. I may not get along with the 10 people I work with that you see every day, but you don't get to see me work with my other teammates that love me. You don't get to see that because we're on Zoom. But none of that was taken into consideration when offering me a job. Well, not offering me a job.
Got it.
I was set up to fail from the beginning. Everything done within Nike is passive, aggressive, and vague. They're actually known for that, and a lot of the employees say that.
Thanks, Vicki.
If Nike is actually hoping to be more diverse, they have to change their ways of interacting with new hires and create a plan of action to guide us. They can't just say they want to keep people in Portland and then pretend to not see the problems.
Well, we got our percussion band out
I want
here.
to also add that there are many employees that feel the same as me. Many people are afraid to be confrontational, as I've been labeled by many. Afraid to make a difference out of fear of retaliation. I'm aware of my faults, but I'm also aware that I wasn't guided properly, and this is far too common amongst employees of color. There are people that have been at Nike for years that won't get promotions, can't move up due to the lack of leadership and development. I've been on calls with young men crying about how tired they are for fighting for themselves. Me speaking up against these injustices is not because I'm against Nike. Let me be clear about that. It's because I know they can do better and they have the opportunity to change the world. And because I want my future children to be able to show up to work as their authentic selves, knowing that they will be guided if they mess up, not made to feel ashamed or
You
inadequate.
probably can't see it through the trees, but there's almost an equal
Thank you all
amount of
for
people over
listening.
at the
I'm
courthouse.
fully aware of the repercussions
I'm up
that
on
may
a
come
perch
out of
again
me
because
being
my
up here.
cameraman's not here.
I have 1 month left of this program. I don't know if they're going to quickly kick me out of it because of this. Who knows? But I felt like I need to speak up for all the employees who can't speak up. Thank you.
That's a powerful sister. Give it up for the sister one more time. At the end, she said she don't even know if I'm gonna have her position that she came out here for. But there's a moment in here. See, out of the 3 cats, I'm the oldest one on the stage. So I speak to those of you who I know benefit from the white privilege. You know you benefit from it. You know, I get up here, this mic is kind of powerful, so I'm aware of that. And I'm not trying to push our allies away. We have to have some difficult, hard conversations with some people that don't look like us. White women and black women need to have some hard, difficult conversations right there. There's too many of y'all in the corporate workplaces, too many of y'all white women in the corporate workplace that you don't laugh, but you already know. That's a hard conversation to have. You have to look your own self in the mirror right now. And I'm not going to scream at you about it because I have to have my own conversations with some people that don't look like me.
So I just
Where
want
I
to
can
point
look
out
back and I can see where my
that
own
public
personal
transit is still
bias, my
running,
own
and they've
experiences
been running this
has-
route every
has-
night
has
uninterrupted,
made me miss
even during all the
opportunities
chaos.
because I came off a certain way, so I had to have a conversation with myself. You know, but this is, when I talk about the insidious nature of the racism, of the oppression, of the abuse. When we talk about the insidiousness of it.
I've heard Nike's pretty brutal.
It doesn't stop with the badge. I know y'all can, I know it. Nike's big out here. I know it. It's hard to clap against Nike. Woo! They put a lot of money in the town. I buy them all the time. I'm not mad. What we are asking Nike to do, and what we are asking other corporations who mean well, is to stop taking advice from your own people, talking about that's the Office of Equity Inclusion, and you hired them. Do you not see the correlation between that system? If I am the king, and I want to keep my system a certain way, I may hire my nephew to be the Office of Equity Inclusion because, you know, he gets along with black people pretty good. He seems pretty hip. But at the end of the day, he's still going to do my bidding. That's the insidious nature of it. That's the insidious nature of it. And it requires it requires not only your participation here, but your demonstration where it counts. Where it counts, people. It just doesn't happen downtown. Racism just doesn't happen downtown. We got our brothers and sisters here.
So
I don't know
a
where they
cop
left. Where
car
the
with
veterans
its
at? The
lights
veterans
but
still
no
in the
siren
house?
just drove
Did they
by.
leave?
Went
We had the
north
named
on
veterans in the
3rd.
house.
Wasn't speeding or
We got
anything,
one. Where the
so maybe
veterans
it's
at?
just
We got
going
some
on
veterans
a
here,
standard
man.
call.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the vets. You know?
The cops are still doing their job through
A
all
lot
of
of
this.
people lay down their lives for a lot of different reasons.
Most of them, anyway.
You know, but the ultimate sacrifice is to stand up for the rights of others. And that's what it's about. The ultimate sacrifice is to stand up for the rights of others, because you know what? It requires your time. And you value what you spend your time and your money on. John Lewis. Yeah, shout out John Lewis. Come on. A true American soldier. So while we got voices of anger, voices of compassion, voices of a whole bunch of stuff, because none of us is going to be able to sum up the black experience for everybody. And then you wonder what does Black Lives Matter mean? What does it really mean? And what I say is this. That feeling in your heart, whatever it is that caused you to be down here, you don't know how to describe it. I'm just supposed to be right here because I got to stand for something. We don't always know what to call that thing that drives us to do something. But we know it's a deep calling. And that's what Black Lives Matter means.
Exactly.
That's what it means. That's what it means. And we got to change some things systemically. But on a human level, on a human-to-human level, you know, we're going to have to figure it out in our hearts and our minds. And so with that, let y'all go.
Anybody feel uncomfortable? I mean, be honest. Anybody feel uncomfortable out there? It's okay. Anybody feel uncomfortable? I hear a little bit. That's a good thing. It's a good thing to be uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. I've been uncomfortable for a long time. Matter of fact, I was uncomfortable before I knew what uncomfortable meant. It's a good thing to be uncomfortable. Because that means you're moving into something that's unknown. That means you're moving towards something greater than yourself. Something that you can't explain. So it's okay to be uncomfortable. I'm going to speak more about Nike because I know that's the uncomfortable thing of the night. It ain't the feds. It ain't Donald Trump. It ain't the PPD. It's when we said Nike. I went there because I knew that it was a place that we could fix or help fix and be part of the solution and help some black lives immediately. And yes, I needed the help of everybody. But I want to tell you that we're really close to coming to a conclusion there. We're really close to fixing the issue. And it will be done. It will be done. So don't feel uncomfortable anymore. Because that uncomfortable feeling is that power being used in the right way. We didn't use that power to go knock down a building. We use that power to build one to make it higher. We did not go to Nike to make it weak. We went to Nike to make it stronger than it ever been. So don't feel uncomfortable. Celebrate. I just want y'all to know that. So, with that being said, we're going to get back to the normal, the usual. And that's using our powers. So I'd like to know if y'all feel like y'all got some power left? Okay. You sure you got some power left, or did we use it up on these guys? You sure? I'm going to believe you on that one. Because, you know, a lot of us down here, one of the main chances was, whose streets, right? Whose streets are these? And when you say it's our streets, that means you don't have to ask to walk on it. You don't have to ask to lay on it. You don't have to ask for anything. We can go in and say clean the room. Because this is our streets. We can do whatever we want on these streets because they are ours. So I'm going to ask you, and now it's day 60-something. I think we all get it, that these are our streets. So let me ask you once. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Say his name. George Floyd. Say his name. George Floyd. Say her name. Say her name. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I got power. I got power. I got power. We got power. We got power. Power to the people. Power to the people. Power to the people. Yeah. Yeah. Don't sound like we going anywhere. Anywhere soon. I'm very proud of everybody out here. I would say it a little different, but my voice is a little gone, but it's okay. Like I said, my voice is gone, but it'll come back just like you did.
Maybe
and it'll
two.
come back just like you did if you didn't catch that. But
Let's say 1,500.
like I said, I'm just happy. I'm happy to be a part of this movement. I'm happy to be up here
Yeah, May's gone.
every single night. You make me stronger. And we're not going to stop. We're going to keep doing things that matter.
Let's go ahead and make some noise! John Lewis! 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 And his memory won't be forgotten. His memory won't be forgotten. Y'all want to know why? Because it's a new set of John Lewis's in Portland, Oregon. And this new set of John Lewis's is going to reign through the whole United States. John John Lewis. John Lewis. John Lewis. John Lewis. John Lewis. There's a new set of John Lewises right here in front of you. And we gonna keep civil rights right. We gonna make sure that they don't violate our constitutional rights. We gonna make sure our constitutional rights are not breached ever again. John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! There's a new set of John Lewises up here in front of you. And we gonna make sure we stand on each and every one of American citizens' constitutional rights. John Lewis! John Lewis! And we gonna make sure every single American's civil rights are upheld. John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! They thought the death of John Lewis was the end of civil rights. No!
Looks like we have 2 or 3.
We have a new set of John Lewises right here. And we gonna make sure civil rights are upheld. John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! Hell no! We won't go! 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 Hell no! We won't go!
Just because the feds are gone does not mean that we're stopping, that's for sure.
The protest is gonna last forever because we gonna make sure that y'all don't violate our constitutional rights ever again. John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! Power to the people! Power to the people! Power to the people! Power to the people! And we are the people! And we are the people!
Unless you're a troll, share this with everybody. Share it on your page, share it on
Who are y'all? We are the people!
Send it to Woke, although
We
I
are
think they
the
already
people.
have plenty of
We are the people! Power to the people! Power to the people! John
the
Lewis!
feds are still here, but they
John
haven't
Lewis!
come out to play the last
John Lewis!
24 hours.
John Lewis!
They weren't
And
here
his
last night,
memory
and they
is
haven't
gonna
shown
stand
themselves today
forever.
either.
And we are not gonna let one piece of civil rights be untold. We are not gonna let one piece of civil rights not be uplifted. John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! Portland, are you scared?
No.
Hell no! Portland, are you scared? Hell no! Portland, are you scared? Hell no! I ain't scared. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. That's what my boy Mike be saying. I mean, I ain't scared. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. John Lewis. John Lewis. John Lewis. John Lewis. And before it's all said and done, each and every one of us is going to be a John Lewis. And we are going to make sure that we protect everybody's civil rights. And we're going to make sure we protect everybody's constitutional rights. And we're going to make sure we hold the police and the federal government accountable. John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! John Lewis! I love y'all.
You might be wondering what's happening to yourself. You might be wondering, where are you? I explained this to someone. This is no longer a park. This is no longer, I don't know, a justice center. This is a college now. You come in here and get educated. You come in here and being baptized in the gas. And you're walking out a new person. I've seen it with my own eyes. I witnessed it with my own body. I came here one person and went home another. That's what is happening to a lot of people that come down here and experience it. This is what it's like to be black. You get that from going through this whole process. You might start here, you'll end up over there, and make a 360 back to here. But when you come back here, you come back something else. You come back with something to give. That's what's happening to the people that keep coming here. Do not be scared. It is a good thing that's happening.
Exactly. Needed to happen for a long time.
You might not get it. You might not get it. You might go home and you might do something that you never thought you would do. It's that kind of vibe that's going through here. It's that type of power. The closer you get to the power, the more it soaks in you. And the more you're able to use. You start doing things that you didn't even think you were capable of doing. You start saying things that you didn't even know you had the words to say. You start looking up in dictionaries because you said something that you don't even know where it came from. That's the type of power that's down here. That's the type of power that's flowing through the air. It's not the gas. It's power. This is a love. This is, it's hard to even explain. Because this had never been done. It's never been done like this. Portland, make some noise for yourself because this is history. When you look at the history books 30 or 40 years from now, it's going to have a picture of all of us. It's not going to have one person because the power is in the people. They're going to do an aerial view and that's going to be on the cover because that's where the power was. We were so close together, we looked like one big old giant. That's where the power is. You have to understand that. That's why I asked you to come closer because I can see. I can see what's happening when we close. I can see what's going to happen when we close. When we divide, I can see the past. I can see what hurt us and what kept us down. It scares me to see you apart.
There's probably about 2,000
I do not want to see that ever again.
So I'm currently in front of the Justice Center, but there are people all the way down to the courthouse.
COVID says we need to be 6 feet apart, but that scares me because it looks like a divide. The power is there. The power is here. I hear no cough. I see nobody looking sick, and we've been like this for 60 days.
Exactly.
This should be ground zero for COVID. COVID should be running rapid right here. For some reason, it's not. That got to tell you something. That has to tell you something.
So you can
I know it
kinda
gets
see
quiet
that
because
there's a
you're
bunch of
thinking
people in
that
front
what
of
I
the
just said
the
is true.
courthouse as well.
It's true.
Once these speeches are over or my back finally gives out,
I'm just so proud of
I'll
everybody
walk
out
over
here.
there and show
I'm
you
so
guys
in love
what's
with
going on.
everybody that I can see. I'm so in love with everybody I can feel.
I mean, there are people all the way through that part, about
If
halfway
my arm
through.
was long enough, I will give everybody a hug right now. But I'm not Plastic Man. But y'all keep giving me this power, I might just become that. Guaranteed. And I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it to hug everybody that out here. So, I don't want to say thank you again, but I got to say thank you again. I got to say it. I got to say it. My mother never lived to see this. And I woke up feeling crazy. And I'm going to post it on my Instagram if you don't believe what I'm about to say. But I woke up feeling crazy and wondering what was that feeling that was coming on for me. And I realized I'm only days away from when she died. And the closer it gets to that day, the more and more I feel some type of energy. She's coming to stand out here with us on the 3rd. August 3rd, she will be out here with us. And something I'm going to tell you right now, something very, very special is going to happen on August 3rd. She whispered it to me, and you can hold me to it. You can hold me to what I just said. Something very special is going to happen on August 3rd. Y'all write that down. It's only days away. Something very special here is going to happen. I wasn't supposed to be up here. For some reason, I'm up here. You wasn't supposed to be out there. But for some reason, you're out there. And on August 3rd, it's all going to come to a head. Watch what I said. Portland, make some noise.
You know what? I keep thinking all the time, you know, I go home and I reflect on everything I heard, everything I said. You know, and like my man said, you know, I've changed the way I talk several times since I come down here. You know, my mind has been changed several times, but tonight it's about y'all, and this is what I want to end with. This is what I want to end with right now. Portland. I asked my son one time, I said, son, who's your favorite superhero? He said, Dad, I like Captain America. I said, why do you like Captain America? And he began to describe all the attributes, all the selflessness that his superhero displays.
So somebody asked what
I'm trying to
what
tell y'all
progress
tonight
has
is
been
that's a
made
movie.
After
But
60
I'm
days
looking
of
at real life
protesting.
superheroes right now. Give yourself
Not
a hand.
much, which is why we're still protesting.
No,
There
for
are
real.
some
That's not just no
this
cat.
November on the
I'm
ballot,
looking at
there'll
real
be,
life superheroes. Who else? Who else?
police oversight committee. but
Who else? But a
most of us don't
superhero
feel like
says,
that's
I'm going
enough.
to stand for somebody
Which
else.
is why we're still here.
Who else but a superhero does that?
Yeah, the feds haven't left. They're still here. They just haven't
So,
come out
That's
the
all I
last 2
had.
nights.
You know what? There's a turn
So
up
far.
going on for you youngsters that want to go dance. On 12th and Stark right now, they got a DJ over there and they are turning it up. I was at the first one and they dancing and they celebrating tonight over there. You know why they celebrating? Because we won. We won, man. We won. We made them go back and think about it, come up with a plea bargain amongst themselves, and they worked it out.
Yeah.
And that's the type of shit that we are going to make happen. But they think we're going to stop right there. We know that racism doesn't begin and end with the police department. Racism does not begin and end inside our prison system. Racism does not begin and end inside a lot of these institutions around here. You know? I was about to say in the education system, but I thought fast. I said, well, maybe it does begin there. I don't know. I have to think about that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they're gonna try to come out of this, and they're gonna try to wiggle their way out of this. We need to see
Oops.
the men and women that are in uniform.
Almost dropped you guys. Sorry
We need
about
to
that.
see them come take a knee with us. We need that to happen. Do we need to see that? I know some of y'all right now ain't really telling the truth, but that's okay. Right? Because this takes real commitment. Like I felt the vibe. We can feel the vibe when we up here. We can feel the vibe of the crowd when we up here. It's just like anything else. And when he went to go to talking about Nike, y'all was like, fuck that. Well, I can't really get with that. Nike, whew. I don't know. I live out there, right? My aunt works there. I got the hookup. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know how hard it is to go to a Nike store right about now? Need them in my life. So we're not mad at Nike. That's not the point. That's not the point at all, you guys. We are encouraging them as a partner to say, hey, partner, you need to do a little bit more.
So for those of you who
You need to
just
do a little bit
joined,
more, partner.
this is Portland,
You're
Oregon.
not pulling your weight right
We
there.
are in
This is
front
just a
of
pull-up for
the
Nike.
Justice Center.
This is just a pull-up for Nike.
There's my
So
balloon.
don't talk around it. You know, be about it and just do it, Nike. You know what I'm saying? And just do it. And that's all we asking for. Just do it! 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 Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! You damn right he do. We ain't playing. We ain't gonna stop. You know, we ain't gonna stop. We've been black a long time. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna stop. We're gonna stay on the grind. How long has injustice been going on? What? Yeah, it's a lot of numbers. Whatever just flew at me, 400, 200, 300, it's a lot of numbers. And they want us to quit in 60 days. I don't think so. Should we quit? Well, I think we see y'all back tomorrow then. Good night.
So they are now taking down their speaker system. So the speeches are done for the evening. And so I'm going to walk over in front of the courthouse, which is that building right there, and show you guys what's going on there. So give me just a second to get down. Once again, I'm short, so this is really difficult. I'm short and I'm old. Ugh. That's easier getting down than up. Okay. So just a reminder to everyone, just because federal officers haven't been out tonight or yesterday, you know, and even if they pull out completely, this protest is not over. You know, the feds were just a very large distraction. Now we need to get back to the focus of making our local police officers, our police system accountable. Beautiful sight. So I'm going to make my contribution. I've got a balloon tied to me that I don't want. I am going, you know, I brought it down here to add it to the fence. So bear with me, people.
Black Lives Matter!
back.
So if you look, these trees are fully still wired up for Christmas.
That's why I am giving it to the fence. I just need to unhook myself. There we go. Okay.
They're like connected together at a few different points. And I don't know how I can do the part because I don't know.
Thank you.
This is the one that had the branch. I thought this is the one that you could get to the easiest. And you guys are the clients. All four of these trees are wired for Christmas, so any of them will work, and they all have fairly obvious. This is the hardest one to find the outlet on. The one at the end is the easiest one to find the outlet on, but this is the hardest one to find. So there's nothing for us to plug it into except for the battery in my lamp. But if you plug the extension cord into that, and the kind of first I'm getting an eye on it, except for the one on the end. But this one has the branch right here, so it's not really if you look at the one on the end, it's I just want to fucking light that tree up like it's Christmas. And number one, it's got for the trees to have the lights on them. Also, I want to bring joy, and that's a silly, delightful thing, and it'll light up quickly. Jumping that fence is really risky. Just light up a tree, man.
Okay, so there's my balloon. That was my contribution to the fence. So I believe these are the veterans.
I was excited. Yeah, I'm sure, dude.
So kind of like the Wall of Moms that we're coming up upon. We just passed a wall of veterans.
At this point, if a Portland police officer has to see their coworkers and people and shoot tear gas at protest with them, night after night, and you're still willing to keep that job? Fuck you! It tells me a lot when people show up to a Black Lives Matter protest, and what they're concerned about is people calling cops bastards? That's the source of your outrage? Are you kidding me? If they were going to stand down, they would have done it 2 months ago. Stop pretending that these grown-ass adults are children who don't understand what it is they do every We've been out here for photos. Wow. We've been out here for years. What's going on? So I have to fucking ask you, do you want to taste freedom or not? Do you want to taste justice or not? Justice is not those individuals being put in prison, which changes nothing about what will happen a year from now. Justice is when we prevent this from ever happening again. None of us are free until all of us are free is not just a catchy slogan. You are not free because when you say Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter,
Black Lives Matter!
they can shoot you in the head. That's what it takes. Is that freedom?
Thank you for following, Margaret.
And when they do that, this is not comparable to individual harm. Because when one person hurts another person in our community, we can hold them accountable. We don't even know who's shooting at us. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry for this next part. Because this is going to be hard.
Don't be sorry.
June 16th, 1994. George City Jr. was a 14-year-old boy, and he was murdered by the law enforcement system, but he was not shot. He was not strangled. He was executed by our government in an electric chair. Now, he was accused, 14-year-old boy, of murdering 2 white girls. And they got a confession. What they failed to say is that they got that confession after torturing him with solitary confinement and starving him.
Of course they did.
Beating him with food until he would confess. He had a fucking alibi.
Fuck that.
The people that sent that boy to be murdered was a white judge and a white jury that took 10 minutes to consider that they were going to murder a child.
Of course. Of course they did.
When law enforcers brought George to where he would be put to death, he was too small for the chair. So they put a Bible on the chair as a booster seat.
More than Portland.
And when they decided that it was time to flip that switch, the mask
Morality.
was too big for him. So when it flipped, you could see him crying. That George City Jr. was for 90 years old last year. If he had not been murdered by the state. 90 years old. My grandmother is older than that. I want you to think about your job being to guide a 14-year-old boy to his death and look in his crying eyes and murder him.
Their message out.
Because that was an example of the overt cruelty of the system. But that exact thing is the magnitude of what happens when a black person is killed by the state. It isn't one officer. It's the entire fucking system that protects them. The level of atrocities never stopped. They just got more clever. What? You shot an innocent man in the street? Put a gun on him. He was a threat. What? An officer rapes a woman in the backseat of their squad car? Don't worry, she's lying in order to get her license ticket. And each and every time that happens, they go back to their breakthrough and they brag about it. And the good cops don't say anything. When they taught black people, they were not arresting criminals. They were recovering lost property. And that has always been what they have been for. To protect the interests of the state plantation owners. Now they own corporations. And that is why they terrorize us. Because they know that if we challenge the way that the system operates, if we're just asking them to stop murdering black people, that is so fundamental to how they operate that they shoot at us.
Too much chatter over here. I'm going to move. Ooh, actually, can you hold this for just a second?
You can tell what is effective by what they try to suppress.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Alright, I'm gonna wrap it up with a quote from, listen, we all love MLK, amazing man. There were also other black leftists that were organizing at the time. Stokely Carmichael, who's a black leftist, or black Marxist, he was Marxist, said Dr. King's policy was that nonviolence would achieve the gain for black people in the United States. His major assumption was that if you are nonviolent, if you suffer, your opponent will see your suffering and will be changed and will be moved to change his heart. That's very good. He only made one fallacious assumption. In order for nonviolence to work, your opponent must have a conscience. The United States has none.
It's so weird to see the other side of the fence so quiet and to be this close and not be worried. As you can see, they've already started repainting and spraying off the ground. You can also see how clean it is, even though it's got to be getting close. It's about 11 o'clock at night, and there isn't any trash or anything thrown in there. So yeah, it's funny how the protesters only get agitated when the feds come out or officers, provoke. Like I said, since officers haven't been here, it's just a totally different feel. That love and unity that we have earlier in the day doesn't dissipate. It's going to stay all through the night. Like before the Fed showed up, because we were dealing with the Portland Police Bureau, who started out very early on reacting to protesters with different munitions, including CS gas, pepper balls, rubber bullets. They were just as bad as the Feds. They just didn't have quite as many people and quite the budget for munitions. Instead of having 20 or 30 things of tear gas thrown at us, when the Feds got here, it was thousands a night. So, no exaggeration. last night, but from what I heard, it was pretty much just like this. So last night was the first night that officers did not come out. No announcements were made, no checking of the fence. Completely absent after the park was cleared out, and it makes a difference. You know, we proved our point. They stepped back, and everything immediately became, or maintained its peacefulness. Down here, you know, and as the wind picks up, the CS gas still it's still in the air. It's coming out of the trees from 2 nights ago when they were throwing tear gas deep into the park, way over the trees. And of course, as people, you know, show up, they're still wearing the same gear they wore the night before. So I know I don't wash all of my gear every night. Yeah, it's incredible how, you know, several days later it's still kind of spicy in the air with all these people here. On my streams, you know, it's very difficult for people to recognize that they may have been wrong about their perceptions or you know, their beliefs, and it takes even longer for them to start making the changes, you know, actively making the changes to their behavior and, you know, to change those beliefs. And so peace and understanding and open dialogue and communication is the only thing that's going to bring people around. You know, there's a time and place for what we saw before, the actual battle with federal officers, you know. But now that you know, that's no longer an imminent threat, as far as we can tell. We're back to the original movement. And this was the original movement before, you know, the entire time. This has been here the entire time. The only thing that's changed is officers are no longer being aggressors. So you can see what this scene is. Somebody asked, what's the scene here? You know, a few thousand people Yeah, there's at least 2,000 people down here. You know, everybody's chanting and, you know, dancing along with the beat, and there's people with megaphones who are capturing the attention of different groups. Tell anybody, but I think we know him. You know, people were asking about him earlier. You know, upset about what was confiscated from him earlier. So I think that's why he looks a little different than the way you guys have normally seen him.
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Okay.
I don't want to come out and say it because, you know, I don't want anybody to get in trouble, but like Trumpet Man got his trumpet back. So he doesn't appear to be holding it at the moment, but at least he got it back. So rock on, Trumpet Man. Officers haven't made any announcements, they haven't come out. There's been no agitation other than some broken glass that I heard behind me. Did you see that? So they started banging their shields up against the fence, like along with the music. And the moms came over and said, no, 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 we don't need that. And they immediately stopped and went, okay, mom said stop. We stopped. And so that was awesome. I've been blocking the trolls. I feel like I have a lot less now, although I also have a lot less viewers. But you know, if you're friendly and you support us, you know, just spam those heart reactions, you know, the heart emojis, and leave good positive vibes in the comments, and you know, and share this. You know, share it to, you know, your personal profile. Share it to a group. Yeah, Sol and Eric are very popular, and they've been dealing with trolls for a long time. I've luckily stayed under the radar long enough, but it sounds like tonight my feed was shared on some racist, you know, group, and don't feed the trolls. I'm, you know, as long as I'm standing here and I'm not moving around, I think I've been doing a pretty good job at catching them. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think watch parties give me credit, but I haven't been doing this long enough to really know. Thank you. The Duck Antifa Club.
George Floyd! George Floyd! George
how many viewers I have. If people are doing watch parties and I don't get the credit, the numbers for it, it doesn't matter. You know, this isn't my 15 minutes of fame. I'm just here to document and share to get the message out. So, yeah. I encourage people to watch, you know, my feed and Eric's feed and Soul's feed and anybody else who's out here, and just spread the info. Yeah, so Trumpet Man is fine. He's actually in the audience. I've seen him already tonight, and I heard that he got his trumpet back. So yeah, Trumpet Man he didn't even take a break. Excuse me. This woman with the megaphone needs to take a hint. I think I'm going to get away from the microphone or it's loud. Okay, I'm down without breaking my leg.
Black Lives Matter!
She's sharing the gospel of LNT.
LNT, really?
She's talking about cleaning up afterwards.
That's awesome.
Now, I don't want to sit here and make you guys think, oh God, here she comes. She's about back in the Black Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter too.
Black Lives
So what I'm
Matter!
saying is that, hold on, wait a minute now.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
One thing for certain, two for sure, is
Black
that
Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
So it's incredible, you know, with as many people here, it's still stirring up the pepper.
Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Okay, I'm going to take a walk.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Black Lives Matter!
Whew.
Black Lives
Yeah, it's spicy. It's still spicy out here. It's crazy, you know, almost 48 hours later, maybe a little bit less. Oh, check this out. Not the car. There's a vehicle over here that says free Bibles. I wonder if he has any takers. So I haven't heard of any environmental studies being done. I'm sure that that the ridiculous amount of CS gas that has been deployed just a few blocks away from the river for the last like 2 months has definitely had some effect on on the watershed, but I haven't actually read any studies to say what the results were. So this is where Riot Ribs was, essentially. It was just here off to my left. As you can see, not only did they come through and take away all the tents and the Riot Ribs, they also took away the benches, just like they did in the other park. So there were benches on both sides of this sidewalk all the way around this park. So that's really unfortunate that they felt the need to do that. You know, officers did way more damage than protesters did here around the courthouse.
It's good to see this many people down here in the midst of all this turmoil. Yeah.
I'm trying not to get people's faces. It's not that I'm, just a shitty photographer. Close up like this, walking through the park, I'd rather not take pictures of people's faces if I can help it. So. I love it. I still hear the squeaky pigs. I've bought 300 squeaky pigs over the last couple months and handed them out to people, and other people have done the same thing. They've been buying them in bulk.
Let me rephrase. As of 2 months ago, my wife was fucking well aware of what's happening.
I love all these balloons. Whew. As you can see over here, it's pretty quiet in front of the police station. I assume that as long as the feds are still here occupying the building, the protest will still continue to end here at the fence every night. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to yawn and make you guys yawn. I'm a little tired. I'm still gonna have to work tomorrow. I've got deadlines and did not get everything done today that I needed to. So, part of the downside of being a protester at night and an accountant during the day. Just not enough time in the day, that's for sure. Oh, I just realized. Here, check this out. So, see this thing here? Right here, I'll try not to get his face, but this projector in front of me is is doing that.
10 minutes.
That's awesome.
Slideshow.
So that's really cool. Oh, the wind picked up.
You actually pop it off there.
Oh, look, my happy face balloon is still up there. I am going to take a quick cigarette break, so I'm going to move away from the crowd, so I'm not a jerk. Because, you know, us smokers are now pariahs. Especially in Portland. Let's see, where should we face you while I'm having a smoke? You know, we'll go this way.
Sorry you're hurt, I'm sorry you're tired.
Oh, there's a professional looking camera. Someone's here tonight. Let's see, who is this? Doesn't say. Nope, I just saw someone throw, it looks like a flare, or no, a firework. Small handheld firework, little firework. And it's out. So nowhere near the mortars we've been seeing before. So I feel like, let's see. So somebody made the comment, are you kidding me? All the streams I've seen, you know, everybody's smoking. Well, you know, yes. Like I said, this is Portland. They're not all smoking cigarettes. Weed's legal here. There is a lot of people passing the peace pipe. Wind's picking up. It's actually like gonna blow over my camera. Ugh. You know, I just don't understand how something like Black Lives Matter can be divisive. I just don't understand why it's even a question when we're talking about humanitarian rights. Just treating people like normal human beings, giving them the same chance as everyone else. It floors me that there's still so many people, especially in America, the land of the free, that don't support this, and even when our attention was directed towards the federal occupation here in Portland, then we were, fighting for our right to protest, and that freedom is the First Amendment, the very first amendment to our Constitution. It was what our Constitution was founded on, was freedom. So it just, it just blows my mind how people can have different opinions about something like this. And that's all I'll say in response to the trolls that are out there. Somebody's got a drone out here. There's a little drone way overhead. Yeah, so I see people asking about the stormtroopers. They're still here, they're still in the building. But from what I've read, state troopers have been called in and are starting to replace the feds. And apparently, when the feds believe that the state troopers can handle the situation, then we'll, then they'll leave. So they're not gone yet. I should probably wash my mask. I haven't washed it the last couple nights I've been out. I'm just gonna take a walk.
Got a recorder! Take your pictures, get your mask on.
Oh. So it looks like this guy in red over here has been called out for being like an undercover. He's taking pictures of people and recording them.
What's your earpiece for?
Yeah, he's got an earpiece.
Oh no, they got.
So now he's trying to prove that you know, he isn't he isn't a Fed, or undercover, and he might not be. You know. I like this anti-Trump bandwagon. Let's look at this. This is great. Another day of what the heck? Heck yeah. These are great. I like the Looney Tunes one. That's great. So this is where the elk fountain used to be. You can kind of see the outline of it. Unfortunately, the small little campfires that people were starting in the water troughs around the fountain, which actually made for very safe fire pits. One night the fire got too large. People were bringing over really large chunks of plywood and pallets and things like that. They were bringing in truckloads of wood, and it just got a little too hot, and it destroyed the structural integrity of the cement, or it might have been granite. I think it was granite actually. So it destroyed the structural integrity of the granite fountain, and so the Portland National Historic Society took the elk. They removed it and they put it into storage, and because they didn't want people climbing on it and it falling and people getting hurt. The actual elk itself is not damaged. Luckily, the melting point of bronze is much higher than whatever the fountain was made out of. So, people still gather around it, as you can see.
Well, the LRAD's probably
So there's a bunch of lights shining up there, which usually happens when officers are looking down, although I don't actually see any officers up there at the moment. Doesn't mean that they're not there, but...
I just said it out loud. I'm sorry.
Are you just now getting out?
What's that?
Are you just now getting out here?
Yeah, I decided to walk down here tonight.
Yeah. It's a good night for it.
Just
yeah.
To refocus yourselves on why you're down here. I hope you take this moment to remember the names, even the ones you don't know yet. I hope you'll remember to say their names and say it with pride. And remember that we're down here for the real cause. Please, Black Lives Matter! 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 Black Lives Matter!
So at the moment, I'd probably guesstimate about 1,500 people, maybe between 1,500 and 2,000 people.
I can't scream all night, but I hope y'all continue after I get off this mic. Please continue. Black Lives Matter! 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 Black Lives Matter!
You know, and I understand that sometimes it can get annoying listening to somebody screaming into a microphone saying repeating the same thing over and over and over again. But you know, there's a method to the madness. It's keeping the group motivated and focused. Because as soon as it gets silent, people will start walking away. So you know that's why they're chanting. That's why we have you know the drums out here doing their thing. We have the trumpet man. You know. You know, it's a shame when I block people, I can't also delete their comment. It only allows me to delete or to block. I can't do both.
Like what you're doing right now. If we stand, you literally, everybody out here, been standing for something for 63 days. And if somebody come out here right now and tell you to come clean this up, that's it. Not what you're standing for. You're just turning your back. You're being a hypocrite, guys. I'm sorry. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me. As a black man, that is what it looks like. That's what she wants me. She wants
there's Eric. So Eric Greatwood is out. That's his pole right there. He's got the biggest pole in the land. It's easy to spot him. Thank you, Judy, for that information. Handing out more squeakers. Ah, fellow burner. Welcome, Alan.
No good cops in a racist system. 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 No good cops in a racist system.
thing in response to your comment. You know, so essentially the comment was, you know, I'm not racist, but, you know, I also don't think all cops are bad. So, you know, that shouldn't make me a white supremacist. You know, I shouldn't feel bad for being born white, was essentially what he said. And, you know, I agree. But I also think that the idea behind this movement is not that, you know, white lives don't matter, or, you know, that you have to be ashamed to be white. I'm white. Most of the people out here are white. Oregon's very white, you know, but it doesn't mean that you can't support a minority that is not offered the same, you know, the same opportunities you are. And so, you know, I know that there's a lot of people chanting all cops are bastards and things like that, but, you know, really the BLM movement is they just want to be treated like regular human beings, you know, and it's unfortunate that just because we're born with a pale complexion that you know, we're given so many other, you know, so many better benefits, you know, so many more opportunities, and that's what we're fighting for, is just for equality. So you don't need to be ashamed. Nobody's telling you to be ashamed for being white. All they want is equality.
So she decided to make it big. Guess what she did? She grew up. She became a corrupt. She shut down the racial bullshit around her and made sure that people knew that Diane Wade was going to be elected. That's the why they have a Diane Wade now. I come from a family background. Once again, my family was marched up in my family. The record was first. I come from the first thing. I'm more educated, swag the fuck out, and a little bit more boxier than him. Right? So at the end of the day, what is it? So I say, put your money where your mouth is. Let's get a ballot together. Come on.
Awesome, Roxy. Thank you for your support. Hey, my happy face balloon is still up. Oh, Earth Guardian! Awesome! I love the Earth Guardians. Yeah, I'm part of Tectonic. So I love my fellow burners. DPW, hell yeah. Made you work your butt off out there. That's great, Roxy. When when the world becomes a little less crazy, I'll have to come out and see one of your shows. Ten weeks of Burning Man is a long time. You know, when I'm there for 2 weeks, I lose myself. So somebody asked if is it still peaceful? Yeah, you're watching the same thing I am. Officers weren't out last night, and they haven't been seen yet tonight either. I saw one small firework thrown over the fence, and I heard some glass breaking behind me, so I think somebody threw a bottle earlier. But other than that, I mean, it's been so super peaceful, you know, and the few times anybody has started going up to the fence, either like climbing it or banging on it, you know, the mothers came out, you know, the moms, the wall of moms came out and said, no, don't do that. And everybody went, okay, yep, mom says no. And they stopped. So yeah, it's we're still buzzing off of the same, you know, positive energy that we had earlier when we were listening to speakers. So
I'm not here for the bias racism color. I'm here for the anti-police. I'm here for anti-police. So right now, I'm supposed to see what I'm here so you're here. I want to see let's do it. Kill 2 men. I can't do that. What am I
Black
Okay, off my little perch. This medic's pack is bigger than they are. I love it.
I saved tons of yeah.
I love this. This wall here. The wall of shields.
That dude just fucking went up to the fucking pin guy and just fucking fuck out. Which dude?
This is some awesome shields.
Fuck off. Why didn't he fucking fuck off? Yes.
John!
Oh, I thought you were native.
No.
Alright.
Sorry to disappoint. So that's another thing that a lot of people might not be aware of is that here in Portland we've actually had quite a few nights of Native Americans coming down and protesting. In fact, Native Americans were the first group of protesters down here at the Justice Center the days following the murder of George Floyd. So, you know, this isn't, you know, yes, it is Black Lives Matter, but, you know, it's also, you know, other people of color that have been discriminated against. And that's what makes this movement so beautiful, is that it's not, you know, it is inclusive. I love it. Oh, look, right here we got people cleaning up. Even as the night is going on, they're walking around picking up trash. So, you know, we've got a lot of people that come and pick up trash throughout the event as well as the next morning. I know the Burning Man community here in Portland has been coming down with a rented truck and a flatbed trailer and picking up tons of trash. I love all the balloons tonight, all the beautiful pastel colors, all the flags, and I love the absence of officers. This is beautiful. I'm so happy that this finally happened, and I really hope that it stays this way and we can continue to protest and make our voice be heard.
somewhere else, to somewhere else, to somewhere else, but we cannot give up. They are trying to wait us out. They're waiting for the lights. They're waiting for us to get tired. They're waiting for us to go home. They're waiting for us to give up, thinking that nothing is going to happen and nothing is going to change. I have a 15-year-old daughter. I am out here for her. If we don't start now, they have no hope. We have to start this now. We affect the change. I am that 1 in 3 statistic about black men. I'm that 1 in the 3. 1 in 3. That means me. I'm that 1. So I'm a part of that statistic. Understand what I'm saying? It's a systematic oppression that will continue to go on unless we affect the change. The time is here, and the time is now. When I say the time is here, you say the time is now. The time is here. 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 The time is now. One last thing we're going to do, and understand something. It's not about any type of symbolism. It's all about a unified people. We're going to all put the fist up for the Black Lives Matter. That, my friends, is how you affect change. Peacefully. This is the sign of power. We all have that power. You have it, sir. You have it. You have it. We all have this. As long as you have this, there's nothing that building or anybody in that building can do. We are not here to cause anything. We are here to make a statement. Peacefully, non-violently. That's what this movement is about. And all this other stuff going on has nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. We're not out here. It's not a show. It's nothing. It's what it is. It's time to stop. It's time to change. If we don't stop it now, if we don't affect the change now, it'll never stop. 400 years. And going. And going. Y'all can put them down there. I'm just going to throw a couple of numbers out real quick. And this is no disrespect to any of the allies here. This is part of the system. The average black American household income yearly in a 12-month period, $17,000. The average 12-month yearly income of a white family, $171,000. 75% of home ownership is non-black.
I should have washed my mask. As I'm sweating, it's burning.
Yeah, I think I had some stuff in my goggles. So I put them on my head and it started like kind of raining into my face.
I need to start.
As a group, and as long as we always remember that we have the power.
I go home and I just throw everything in my garage. I strip down, everything just stays in the garage. And then next day I'm like, oh shit, I didn't do laundry. Oh well, I guess we'll just put it all back on.
Need you to step up and invoke this power. You step up and invoke that power.
I usually do, although by this time we're usually being gassed again, so it doesn't matter.
It starts with this. It starts with
The fact that we haven't is...
all of this bickering back and forth, it's not about an agenda. It's not about me. It's not about this group or that group. It's about Black Lives Matter and then all lives matter. Because if you believe that Black Lives Matter, you gotta believe that all lives matter. Because we are all one and the same. We are all one people. We are all human. We are all human. And that's where it starts. John Lewis was about love. John Lewis was about love. As a black man in America, I have every right to hate everything and everything around me. But I cannot do that. My job is to love. You have to love the ones that hate you. That is your job. You have to love the ones that hate you. And you can affect change by doing that. Whose lives matter? Black lives matter. 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 Whose lives matter? Black lives matter.
regular folks that are out here tonight because it matters to us. I appreciate y'all, and I thank you. And this is how we affect the change right here, right now, tonight.
Heck yeah! Woo! Ooh, I smell cedar? Someone's burning some incense around here. So, thank you. So guys, let's see, what time is it? Oh, 12:30. So, like I said, I have some month-end deadlines for work, and so I actually do have to work tomorrow. And I'm planning on coming back out again. So, I think I might call it a night, and head home, get something to eat. I forgot I didn't eat dinner before I came out, so it just kind of hit me. I'm getting really tired, so. Oh, the squeaky toys. So, like the first week during the protest, somebody brought out a big bag of these tiny little plastic pigs that squeak. And they had little Hitler mustaches drawn on them with permanent marker. And they were handing them out in the crowd. And I thought that was the most amazing thing ever, so I went and bought several hundred of them, and I kept bringing them down here, and so did a bunch of other people. So, just random people will buy several hundred of these little squeaky pigs and just come to protests and hand them out. It's great. There's usually somebody out here handing them out, like, at least twice a week. Yeah, early on in the protest, I really liked it because we were all doing so much chanting with the marches. Like, it was like 4 hours straight of chanting, and it gets yeah, and it really gets to your voice. But now it's just kind of become just a cool little toy that people have been handing out at these things. So. Anyway, guys, not that I want to, stop your guys' rants back and forth via comments. I am, like I said, I'm hungry and I'm tired, and I got to go to work in the morning, or log on to work in the morning. So I am going to save my energy so I can come back out tomorrow. And I believe Eric Greatwood is still out here if you want to find his feed. It's ERIC. Last name is Greatwood, GREATWOOD. So he's out here streaming somewhere. Oh, I did smell cedar burning. It's not incense. It looks like somebody started a small fire here in the middle of the street. Let's see if I can get an image of it. So it's not even wood, it's like yeah, so somebody put incense on the ground and just lit it. So yeah. a tiny little fire in the middle of the street.
They're burning cardboard.
No, there's a flag. I don't know what they were burning before they started burning the flags.
The Bible.
A Bible. Interesting.
Tiny little text.
Ah.
Them in like small columns.
Smell different than most things. That's
Well, they use really cheap paper for Bibles.
ah, is that why it went up so fast?
Yeah.
Like, I guess it is like rice
It's the
paper.
most mass-produced like thing in the world.
Yeah.
And
Wow, it went up quick. There wasn't anything left of it when by the time I got over there. Yeah, it's probably one of the free Bibles they got from the dude on the corner. Did you see him giving out free Bibles?
look at Job.
Look at Job. Sorry, Job.
Yeah, that's just what page it was open to. I mean, the whole Bible went up.
Yeah, yeah.
I just caught, I think some of No Shoes and Trumpet Man's last performances. They're taking off for Seattle.
Oh, yeah?
They're just so, I just love he freestyles on the spot.
Yeah.
A lot of my best friends back in my college days were musicians. I quickly discovered I love music. I have no talent for it.
So Trumpet Man said he's gonna take back off?
Well, he's from Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it sounds like they're heading back up there.
Well, good. I appreciate their support, and I'm glad that they came. Yep, Trumpet Man 2020. Heck yeah.
He'll take one to the head and keep going. I'd like to see.
Yeah, that dude has been arrested. He's been shot in the head. It's interesting.
Jump, 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 jump.
Somebody must have peeked over the balcony, got everybody riled up. So, anyway, I think I'm actually going to go this time. I know I've been talking about it now for 15 minutes, but woke.net is a really good resource. Eric Greatwood is another one. I haven't seen Soul Luna out here. He might be resting up for tomorrow. What's up?
I'm just jumpy. I think it was actually a balloon popping. And I was
Yeah,
like,
I know, right?
Fuck, is it going down now? Really?
I know, we've all got PTSD. It's crazy. So, okay, people, I'll go ahead and leave you with this. So, thanks for joining me. Oh, yeah, Carissa, she's another good one. And I'll see you guys later.